Well, the grand total is 41 frags. Not a single vehicle lost. All in one battle. A round of applause, please.
Hey, look, I made Thundershow, you guys. You remember that Christmas bloodbath? Yeah, it's on Thundershow now. All right, let's go slaughter an entire lobby of the different plane now. Hello. I am Aoyalaipe, and I like to hop into top tier matches in War Thunder and then personally kill the entire enemy team by myself. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so first things first, thank you to William Montgrain 6544, Flo Yandere, Ducky Yandere, Flo Yandere again, and also a few other people for super thanksing me with your money. And my decoy squadron for this video is KWCS, which is Kilo West Squadron. People tend to freak out and focus me whenever they see me in the lobby, so I tend to play with disguises. It's just easier to kill them all if they don't even realize I'm there. So anyways, we're gonna kick off this match with a quadruple kill right out of the gate, and that's always a good start. And the final victim is this Griffin right here, which gets absolutely hosed with our 73s. Griffins may have infinity countermeasures, but I have infinity missiles because I'm in an Su-27. And yes, today I am finally covering the Su-27SM, a fast, sleek, top-tier jet loaded down with a ton of missiles. And if you think this jet has Aoyalaipe written all over it, you'd be wrong. Totally wrong. I hate this thing, and I hate its family too. The OG Su-27, both J11s, its weird little special needs half-brother, the Su-34, and especially the Su-33. Oh my god, do I really hate the Su-33. If you spent money on that thing, I'm sorry, you bought the wrong plane. Now, don't worry, I'm still going to use this jet to kill literally every single last person in this lobby without dying like usual, but that doesn't mean I have to like this jet. And in fact, I don't like it. I think it sucks compared to like anything else I could be flying. Now, the issues with the Su-27 aren't catastrophic so much as they are annoying and not necessarily obvious to the average player. So like, I'm not going to be using this thing to wipe out a squad of VPO players on repeat, but if you want to watch me mow down like 20-something sponges with this jet while I explain how it works, yeah, I can sling that no problem. And the problems and challenges you'll face while flying the Su-27SM are actually going to be really similar to the problems and challenges you'll face when flying the F-18 that's about to come out. I am certain there will be quite a bit of overlap in the tactics you'll want to use on both jets. So I'll explain the Su-27, and then it'll become kind of obvious how this circles around and fits into the F-18 that's about to come out. So the main feature of any Su-27 variant is that it has a ton of missiles. In realistic, this is a huge advantage because you only have what you bring, but this is of course a dedicated top-tier arcade channel. A dedicated top-tier arcade channel with 42,000 subscribers. Suck it, haters. Arcade is a stupidly high-threat environment. There are missiles everywhere, and your own missiles reload, so survivability winds up mattering a lot more than the firepower you can bring to bear at any given moment. So if your mindset is, the Su-27 has tons of missiles, what's the problem? Well, the problem is, the other guy has tons of missiles too. How do you not die to him? That's a question the Su-27s, all their variants, find really awkward to answer. Now, for most planes, the first thing you do is you make yourself annoying to kill. Remember, for all of the missile dodging ninja skills you may or may not have, it's actually better to just not get your ass shot at in the first place. The easiest missile to dodge are the ones that aren't heading towards you. So if you make yourself an inconvenient target, just generally be annoying to kill, it's like a Jedi mind trick that convinces most players to not bother trying to kill you in the first place. Your enemies will go attack your less annoying to kill teammates instead. It's kind of like if there's a 10-foot flood coming, you can either build your levees 10 feet high, or you can build your levee 1 foot higher than whatever the poorest neighborhood can afford, and then they get flooded and it's their problem. Remember, almost every tactic that you use to do well in top tier arcade will be morally questionable in some way. So if you don't feel at least a little bit guilty doing it, you're playing the game wrong. Now, you can argue whether the Su-27 is hard to kill or easy to kill, but it's definitely not annoying to kill. It's actually one of the least annoying planes to kill in the game. And making yourself annoying to kill while in an Su-27 is itself actually kind of annoying. It's annoyingception, which is annoying to all concerned. So let's quickly walk through the basics of how a normal jet would manage this kind of situation. It'll become really obvious where the issue is for the Su-27. So the basic gameplay loop is you make your attacks and then you go take cover while you reload. If you're out of range and or behind a hill, you're safe from any missiles, so that's how you take cover. Now, while you're out in the open attacking other players, other players can easily shoot back at you. So you need to find a way to stay survivable long enough that you can launch your attacks and escape to cover so you can reload. And the trick that easily solves most of this problem is pre-flaring. Many players understand pre-flaring, which is where you realize the guy's about to launch a missile at you and then you use your countermeasures right before he launches to screw up his shot. Pre-flaring takes that to the next level. It's where you use your countermeasures before the other guys even decided to try to attack you. A target that is actively using countermeasures is annoying as hell to kill. Not necessarily hard to kill, just absolutely annoying as balls to kill. So if you're in a position where other players can attack you and you're just dumping countermeasures before they even picked out a target, they'll almost always go shoot at your teammate who isn't doing the same thing. So if you've ever struggled keeping the missile spam to a reasonable level in top tier arcade, this is your skill issue, go work on it. How many countermeasures you need to effectively pre-flare basically depends on how long you're going to be out in the open for. And how long you're out in the open depends mainly, keyword mainly, on how many missiles you have. The basic idea is you want to make sure to use all of your missiles and countermeasures at about the same time so you can sync up the reloads while you take cover. That's the most efficient way to do it. The problem is that the Su-27 has a ton of missiles but very limited countermeasures. Your countermeasured missile ratio in this thing is 8-to-1, which is uniquely bad. On most other rank 8 jets, it's usually more like 30 to 40 to 1, and some have over 100 to 1. And on those jets, you can even do pre-flaring and realistic. That's how many countermeasures they have. So in practice, this means the Su-27 does have enough countermeasures to pre-flare, but not enough to pre-flare and then also have enough countermeasures left over to defeat any incoming missiles if someone decides to call your bluff and attack you anyways. But if you don't pre-flare, you become a magnet for missiles in the first place. It's a bit of a tricky situation, isn't it? This is actually a very similar problem the F-18 is going to face when it goes into the live server. As of the time of recording, the F-18 on the dev server has a lower countermeasured missile ratio than the Su-27 does. It is extremely low. And Gaijin confirmed to me that they currently have no intention of changing this. Although they might change this if someone sends them historical reports that show otherwise. Just please make sure that this information is not restricted or classified. Please don't send Gaijin classified military secrets. This is a routine issue. Although that's mainly done by sim players, not arcade players. I don't think any arcade players have leaked classified military secrets, so another point for us. Now, there's a couple ways around this problem. The first is that in the right hands, a plane with a low CM to missile ratio, such as the Su-27, becomes an absolute nightmare on maps with a lot of shallow hills. Oh, and hey, look, quick side note, someone in chat's accusing me of being a cheater. War Thunder players will often duck behind mountains if they're available, but not shallow hills. Like, hiding behind shallow hills feels unnatural. You really have to go out of your way to do it. But big hill, small hill, doesn't matter. Missiles don't go through any kind of hill. So if there's a shallow hills map and you're in this thing, really all you have to do is aggressively hide behind the shallow hills. You won't need so many countermeasures because you have cover, but virtually all of your enemies will be out in the open. You can just mow them down with your stupidly excessive number of missiles. Then they all die. That's what's happening to this team right now. The second option is you just attack faster. Now, you can, of course, make more worse shots faster, but actually the easiest way to attack faster is to shoot multiple missiles at the same target. I mean, if you don't have enough countermeasures to cover your ass while you attack 12 different targets, you might as well just hose a smaller number of targets with all of your missiles and then go sync up your reloads. This is mainly a workaround for players who are stuck flying this thing because it's in the only tech tree they grinded. If you're new to War Thunder, the Russian bias is really only for ground players, not for air. There's a pretty heavy Western bias in air, actually. And the third way is you can join a squadron. Having a guy in voice comms who can snipe people off your tail is a great way to stretch your countermeasures. There's a reason squadron players hate the Su-27 a lot less than I do. So this jet is viable. I mean, I did slaughter literally every single last player in this lobby with it, but it's still just bad and it feels bad. An F-15 that has 8 missiles but has the survivability to stay out there and line up 8 good shots on 8 different targets, that's a way better deal than this thing, no doubt about it. And this issue is aggravated on the earlier Su-27s that are stuck with Fox 1 radar missiles, because you have to sit out in the open and guide your plain old Fox 1s all the way into the target. I mean, I made a team wipe video with the original Su-27 and it was tricky. I needed a mountain map where I could like angle people with mounds and then pick off stragglers. It was like, I haven't touched that thing since I made that video. So if you're like, but why would you fly the Su-27s if you hate them so much? And the answer is because my fans who are stuck with nothing but the Russian tech tree keep asking me to make videos on them. So you're welcome. If you subscribe or ring the bell, you won't have to remember how to spell AOIPay next time you want to watch me fly something that sucks for your amusement. Also, like and comment to feed the algorithm. And oh hey, look, I just killed the entire enemy team. They're all dead. The whole team's dead. That was the last plane they had. But don't quite go yet, because it's time to add insult to injury. You want to know what my reward was for doing this? Wait for it. Wait for it. 11,000 RP for wiping out the entire team. Like, even in top tier arcade, that's clearly a glitch. So I hit up some other War Thunder CCs, and Dono with Mustache told me about the time he only got 17.5k RP for killing 7 people in a realistic match. Apparently it's an issue with the activity time that affects planes that have long missile flight times, such as the Su-27, so that sucks. I actually filmed this match a while ago, so maybe Gaijin has fixed this issue since then, and then again, maybe they haven't. I don't know. Anyways, like and comment to feed the algorithm, subscribe and ring the bell if you can't remember how to spell my name. Here's some more videos for you to watch, and the Thunder Show episode I was featured in is linked in the description.